that everybody's path is different. And as long as you have the drive and the chutzpah and the dedication and commitment to get it, what you've been going after, it's like anything. It's like getting anything, striving for anything. As long as you're striving and fighting for it every second you're awake, then it'll happen for you.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Hola amigos, I'm Carlos Agaon, and this is a very special video because we are celebrating the 4th anniversary of this channel. You know, the purpose of this channel is to inspire young artists to follow their dreams and try to let them know a little bit more about this industry. And to celebrate this 4th anniversary, I have a very special guest of honor. He's a young actor that has worked in amazing movies and TV series. His talent and creativity are very, very impressive. Today, we're looking back at some of his best works through his career and asking for some advices. I'm a huge fan of his work. Believe me when I say he may be young, but he's one of the most talented actors I've ever seen. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Dylan Grazer, thank you so much for being here, man.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
First of all, this play Pippin was awesome, man. I love the work that they do in that school.
It's amazing. It's seriously so inspiring. I think actually walking out of that show, the first night, I walked out and I was like, this might be my new favorite musical. Like, I'm not even kidding. I never saw Pippin before that, but I was like, I'm obsessed now with that musical. It's
absolutely.
So,
yeah, it was very, very cool. And you did a special performance there.
I'm a common man. Oh, God! I'm a common man, a Visigoth, but a good man, a very good man.
Yes.
And it was funny. I mean, you studied acting in that school, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, how was your experience there?
It changed my life.
Okay.
I was 8 or 9 when I started, 7, 8, or 9 in there. And I was getting in trouble a lot at school. I was in elementary school and I was getting in trouble all the time and getting called into the principal's office and all this stuff. And my mom, I didn't have like an outlet. I didn't have like something to let my energy. I wasn't good in sports. My mom tried putting me in soccer and karate and all that stuff, but I would just try dancing or something on the whatever field it was. And then I found the Adderley School and I found my solace and my calling and my home and my rock. It was like everything I've ever wanted but didn't even know existed before. It was like the most eye-opening experience ever. And Janet Adderley, the founder of the Adderley School, she showed me a whole world of colors that I had never imagined. Like, she is so inspiring, so motivating, so tough and harsh, but actually genuinely she cares for like the better of every student she has individually. And she's just like almost like a second mom. She's the most special. She's so special.
And actually, I mean, I just met her last week and she's so kind and she speaks very cool things about you, man.
Good. I mean, I hope she's only got good things to say about me. Probably not.
And then you got this opportunity in your life. I think it was like a before and after in your career, which is It, of course. How's your experience in this movie?
I saw it. It's where I saw the clown. Can you stop talking about this? I can barely breathe. This is summer. We're kids. I can barely breathe. I'm having a fucking asthma attack. I'm not doing this.
In It?
Yes.
It was like the movie that not only it put me on the map and made me like almost not established. You're never established, but it definitely made me put me on the map. So I'm always grateful for that movie. But not only that, I was like super just thrilled with my experience with it. I made lifelong friends. All those dudes that I made that movie with, the Losers Club, they're all my best friends still to this day. Still, it's pretty crazy. I'm very close with them all still. I don't think we'll ever drift apart.
And one of the most interesting things about this movie is the chemistry between all the kids. I think that's the best point of the movie. I mean, the relationship they all have, it's so organic and that's awesome.
Yes, it is. I know. That was all so natural. Like, there was none of that was forced. A lot of it wasn't even acting. We were all just so connected and tethered to each other. we really loved each other. We still do.
And Eddie was a very interesting character because it had this combination between comedy and horror. I remember this scene when he has his arm broken with Pennywise in the Evil house. That scene is pretty intense.
Yeah, I know. That was the first scene we shot. No, that was the first scene that all of us saw Pennywise the first time. Like that was the first time that all the losers saw Pennywise, and it was the scene that I did with him when he came out of the refrigerator, and it was so intense. I remember but loving it and being so addicted to doing more of it because it was so intense, and I love the intensity stuff. It's like adrenaline addictive. It's so fun. I that's like my adrenaline junkie vice. I love it. It's so fun, and especially with Bill. He's like so talented, so professional, so kind and like thoughtful as an actor and also as a person. Like I remember when he had to like shove me against the cupboard. He hit my head on the thing and he's like, "Oh my God, can we get this kid a pillow, please?" I was like, "No, I'm okay." He's like, "You sure?" And I was like, "Yeah, so keep it up. I love what you're doing with the character." He was such a cool dude.
I can't imagine. How did you find out that you were going to be working in this movie? I mean, you got a call saying that you got the part. How was it?
Yeah. So first I auditioned to play Bill Denbrough. And so Jaden's character. And then I auditioned to play Finn's character. Then I auditioned to play Wyatt's character, Stan. And then I auditioned to play Eddie in the same day that I auditioned to play Stan. They like sent me in to read for Stan. And then I came out and then they're like, actually, would you come in and read these? And I was like, "Oh, sure." So they gave me like 10 minutes to learn my lines, and then I went back in and read it, and then they gave me the part for Eddie. But that was but then I did a chemistry read with Finn and a few other actors, and I can't remember who else, but I remember Finn. I remember meeting Finn at the second audition I had, and it was like we hit it off so well. We started talking and like being friends and all that stuff, and it was amazing. I love that guy. And yeah, and then I got a call like maybe 2 weeks later.
And what did you do? I mean, you got the call and it was like, I mean, it should be like a shock.
Yeah, it was like a shock. It was a great feeling. I mean, there's like something that's so special about those first few times when you hear about, I mean, it's every time actually that you hear about getting a part. It's always a good feeling, I think. But like hearing about that, I mean, I knew what it was before, but I really didn't know the veracity, the importance of it to the horror genre. And now I do, to the max, right? Like that was a huge movie for horror fans.
Protect me? By lying to me, by keeping me locked inside this hellhole? I'm sorry, but the only people that were actually trying to protect me were my friends. And you made me turn my back on them when I really needed them. So I'm going. And
the second one I'm in as well.
The second one is it's even hotter. I mean, it was scarier for me the second one than the first one.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I jumped in the movies in the theater because I was really scared in the second one.
Yeah.
And there is also another big movie, another big project. You didn't get only to work in one of the most successful horror movies, but also in a very hilarious superhero movies, which is Shazam, of course. And the second one is coming this year.
Yes, December.
Yes. How was your experience with Freddy?
Oh, Freddy. I love Freddy always. He's a dear. I love playing Freddy. It's for some reason pretty always easy to play Freddy. Which is like, you know, I always enjoy acting, and I enjoy projects where I have to struggle and it's a challenge and it's hard, but I also love playing Freddy, who's very easy. I resonate with Freddy, I think, the most out of any character I've ever played. Like that's me in a bag, I think, a little bit, minus the leg deformity. No, but I love playing Freddy. I remember when I watched the first one in the theater at the premiere, I like walked out and was like, "Oh, I want to play Freddy again," and then I got to for a sequel.
I would kill to have what you have, because everything I do is like some desperate attempt to get people to notice me.
So,
I am so excited for that sequel, man.
Yes, thank you, and me too.
I heard it's even funnier than the first one. That's what I heard.
That too. I wouldn't know.
Let's wait and see. And of course, there is a movie that I like, that I enjoy a lot. It is not like a big movie like It or Shazam, but I believe what I always tell the people that watch this channel is that the things that you need for a good movie is a good director, a good cast, and a good script. And that's Don't Tell a Soul. I mean, it's a very intense thriller. I was shocked the entire movie.
I know you're bringing food to that man. Don't deny it.
Okay. So, what if I am?
You got a crush on him?
Do you? You talk about him more than I do.
I want to come with you today. When you go see him.
I can't stop you. Yeah. That was also really special too. Rainn Wilson's great. Mina Suvari. Finn Whitehead is another amazingly, really talented dude. And Alex McCauley. He wrote a movie called Flower that I love. And he also wrote and directed. It was a directorial debut. It was Don't Tell a Soul. We shot that in Kentucky. And we shot for like maybe a month. And that was really fun. That was really, really, really fun.
And it's really entertaining and amazing how you can make a movie with 4 actors on, it's impressive.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it was pretty contained.
I'm the man now! You're the man now! I'm the boss of you! You're down there, I'm up here, all right? I'm the boss!
Yeah. But see, and it has one of the best plot twists I've ever seen.
Right?
In a movie. Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
It's crazy. I mean,
yeah.
And speaking about intense projects, there is this series that I believe that's your best work to date, I would say. We Are Who We Are. Man, that's crazy.
What does that mean? What's after that? What's after general? What about me? I feel like every moment I'm in this place, a little piece of me is dying. You made me leave him. What? Don't let go of me! Yeah, that's one of the ones that was like the biggest challenge, I think. Like that was like taxing and tiresome, and torturous. But also, I loved every minute of it. I like enjoyed being tortured as Fraser. It was so fun. I love Luca Guadagnino so much. I love the whole cast so much. It was just like I can't even. That one I can't put into words most of the time. It was so out of body, surreal, crazy. I learned a lot about myself. I was kind of like going through this identity crisis, as every kid, becoming an adult does. Like, who am I? What do I stand for? What do I think? What do I want to grow up to be? Who am I? Like, I need to become like cement. I need to be grounded. I need to like figure out my form. And as I was doing that, I was so immersed in this character that I was becoming him so much. And then when it was over, I had to like surrender that character, but it was really hard because I would like came back and I was still sort of Fraser. Like I would like, me and my mom would like fight, which we don't really do. And I was like kind of volatile and like, it wasn't very fun, but I snapped out of it.
And that's amazing. So you think Fraser somehow helped you to get through this identity problems that you had?
No, in a very complex and draining way, maybe. Yes, I think so.
So sometimes it's hard to leave the character, like you said in this case. But one of the questions that the audience often has is how you get into character. So for example, with Fraser, how did you prepare to play this? Because it's a very complex character.
Yeah. The hardest part is like dropping the self-awareness of yourself and kind of just like surrendering to a character. And I was in Italy for 6.5 months, and I didn't shoot for the first month, and I was just there in Italy by myself. No, I was there with my mom. But I would walk around a lot, read the script. I read the scripts every day. There were 8 scripts. I read them every day. Almost as if like my character were reading a script. And then just tried to like immerse myself, like walk around, try to find like a walk that Fraser does. Like his walk is definitely different. So yeah, and I would like the way I would interact with people, like kind of like would treat it as if I was doing like a dialogue. I mean, yeah, like basically what I did was I just surrendered entirely to this character, like let myself be him all the time.
Why do you read poetry?
For some reason I hate your clothing. It's fast fashion. You buy something that you think you like and in 2 months it ends up in the garbage. I'm looking for stuff that means something.
Okay. That's amazing, man. And you got to improvise, you got permission to improvise some scenes here in We Are Who We Are?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very, very fortunate enough to work with directors who support improvisation. Like, I know there's a lot. I mean, I've worked with some who don't, and that's totally cool. Like, they have every right to do. But I love to improvise. I find that it's just it comes natural to me. Something that comes natural to me. So Luca was really supportive of that. Even Andy Muschietti, and yeah, there's a few. David Sandberg is one of them.
Okay. I mean, you got a great privilege to work with such talented artists at a very young age. For example, in Beautiful Boy, you got to work with Steve Carell and Timothée Chalamet. How was your experience like working? Did you learn something from them?
This is amazing.
I learned a lot from Steve Carell. I think I didn't realize it at the time, but I mean, to think about it, I mean, if I were to think about it right now, I learned a lot of humility. That man is so good of a man. Like, he's so warm and beautiful and fun and kind and sweet and gentle and beautiful. And I love him. I love him so much. Yeah. So I guess I learned a lot about him. Yeah, that was, I mean, I only worked on that, I think, for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, but it was really, I enjoyed it. I really did.
Of course, man. I can imagine. You've also been into voice acting, which is something that we were talking in a short video that we had, a short conversation. Tell us a little bit more. How's the process of working in Luca and Bronx and Bronx?
Call him whatever you want. Shut him up. Say, Silenzio Bruno.
Silencio Bruno.
Louder. Silenzio Bruno.
Silencio Bruno.
Silenzio Bruno.
Silencio Bruno.
Can you still hear him?
Nope, just you.
Good. Now hang on.
It's always fun. I mean, Ron's Gone Wrong, I think it took 5 years, 5 or 6 years for it to get made. And Luca only took a year. Ron's Gone Wrong was really fun. And I built a whole family with that crew. I recorded it in a studio with that one. And with Luca, I never recorded it in a studio once. I recorded only in my mom's closet during the summer of quarantine in Los Angeles when it was hot and crazy. But yeah. I mean, those are both really special to me.
And how's the process? I mean, I read that you first like record the dialogues and then the animation is made, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, I really do. I mean, I think it differs. I think for me, I think sometimes you record the voice first, and then they like have little kind of drawings, like template art that they superimpose or whatever, and then you know they add your.
Hi, Absalom.
I'm Barney. How come you don't know that? You're supposed to know everything about me.
I'm supposed to know everything about you.
You never even said happy birthday.
Whoa. Hey, no. I'll take you to school tomorrow.
Okay, because for example, when we do voice acting or dubbing here in Latin America, we already have the video, and the original voices. So we have to replace them with the language, and we have to synchronize with the mouth and the movements and the gesticulation of the face. So it's interesting how they work this kind of things.
Yeah, it's yeah, I know. I think there are some, like I also have done projects where like I have a few things that haven't come out yet that I can't really talk about, but there's animation project that I've done in the past where they already have the animation done, and I've like dubbed over it or ADR'd it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see you in animation again. Well, we're gonna hear you in animation again.
Yes. In the
That's
future.
awesome, man. And I also read that you've been into music lately.
Yeah, I have actually. Good.
Okay.
Good. Yeah.
So you planning to release music soon?
No.
For
No.
yourself.
I think so. Just for myself right now. I thought about that. I really thought because like the expected thing to do is to make the music and then release it. I'm so eager to like get better, like get good enough to release something, which I think I could really. I'm able to release something now, but nothing that I want to listen to. I mean, like I listen to I like the way what I play, but I know I could do better, and I want to exceed my expectations or stuff that I want to play that I don't know. I really don't know, but right now I'm kind of just figuring it out. I'm really obsessed with it.
And that's awesome, man. I mean, I would like to see you doing music, making music in the future.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I there's no doubt that in the future I will be open about my musicality. I will put music out. I will hope to perform someday. That would be super special. Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. I have nothing like that planned anytime soon.
Okay. Man, you are an inspiration for a lot of people. There are a lot of young actors that want to learn from you, from your different roles, from what you say in interviews. But who inspires you in terms of acting? Who would you say is your inspiration?
Robin Williams is a big one for me. Jack Lemmon is another one who I love. Barbara Streisand.
Ooh.
She's amazing. I just love her. So she's one of them. Funny girl. A funny girl.
Okay. Awesome. You said you finished this interview that I read this morning with a quote about love, that you have to do things with love. So do you remember the time when you said, I love acting, I love performing? Do you remember when you realized that this is what you love to do?
Yeah, I do really clearly. I remember I was doing a musical when I was really young. I think it was either Anything Goes or Mamma Mia or Fiddler on the Roof or something like that. And I remember like I was on center stage, and it wasn't the feeling of like being the star necessarily, but it was the feeling of like I said something and everybody laughed, and like everybody in the audience laughed, and then I said another thing and then it worked again and everybody was laughing, like people were loving it, and I was like, oh my god, I'm enjoying myself, and people are actually also enjoying themselves watching me enjoy myself. This is the only thing I want to do forever. Like, this is my favorite thing. This is so perfect. I didn't know this existed. That's when I realized like there's nothing else in this world that I'd rather do more for the rest of my life than this. I love this so much, and I would never stop.
You put a lot of passion. You put a lot of passion in your work. We can see that on screen, and that's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I do. Thank you.
Finally, man, there are a lot of people here watching that want to do what you do, that want to work in movies. People from Latin America that their dream is to go to Hollywood and do some movies there. What would be your advice to all of them?
Well, man, I've tried to think about this answer for a long time, but what I've settled on is that everybody's path is different, and as long as you have the drive and the chutzpah and the dedication and commitment to get it, what you've been going after, it's like anything. It's like getting anything, striving for anything. As long as you're striving and fighting for it every second you're awake, then it'll happen for you. I mean, it's complicated. It's not like a sport. It's not like you can practice and be better. I mean, I don't really know. I think a lot of it is intuition and instinct, and I think that you have to consider what the reasons you are wanting to become an actor is for. I mean, is it a vessel of self-expression for you? Do you want to be famous? Is it, ask yourself these questions, have a journal or something and write these questions out and answer them yourself, or just talk to yourself and learn more about yourself before jumping into something so deep, because it can kill you. I mean, not literally, but for some people it'll eat you alive. There's a quote that Mel Brooks said, that he said, but before he went to Hollywood, everybody said that the streets were paved with gold. And then when he got to Hollywood, he found out that not only were the streets not paved with gold, but he had to be the one to pave them. And so like, there's so much, I mean, and when you get there, the work never ends. Even me, like I have no problem auditioning for a great director, just like I've been doing my whole life, auditioning and fighting forever. I'll always keep up that fight. And everybody who's eager enough to make their dreams come true, they should never stop fighting either.
That's an amazing advice. Thank you so much, man, for being here. It's a great honor to speak to you. I love what you're doing. Keep doing what you do. You're amazing.
Thank you so much, Carlos. It's been an honor to talk to you.
And for everybody, subscribe to this channel. I hope you like this interview. Thank you for being here in the 4th anniversary of the channel, and see you next week with another interview.
Subscribe.